On this episode of Main Street Magic, we bring you our spring break Walt Disney World trip review in part 2 on a 3-part series. Today, we are reviewing the Maya Grill, Pepper Market, Primetime Cafe, Satu'li Canteen, and a whole lot more. This is episode 61 of the Main Street Magic podcast.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Main Street Magic. I am your host, Jeremy Stein, and I am again joined by my wife, Rhonda.
Hey, guys.
If you haven't listened to episode 60, go back and check it out. It was part 1 of our spring break trip review. This is part 2, and then next episode, we'll talk about the Disney parks. Make sure you check us out on the web at mainstmagic.com, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter at mainstmagic. If you get a chance, go out in iTunes or Google Play and search for the Capture the Magic podcast with Jared and Jamie. Every Wednesday now, I have a new show with Jared called The Diz Dudes, so make sure you go and check it out. So, what are you laughing at?
Every time now, I'm totally thinking of Jamie. The Diz Dudes.
Oh, yeah. I know.
She has to say it like that, and I laugh now and agree.
Well, we're gonna get you two to do like a voiceover, and that'll be maybe our new show intro will be just you two saying the Diz Dudes. So this episode we are breaking up our trip review because we spent 6 days, 5 nights at Disney. Mm-hmm. We stayed at Coronado Springs, which we covered in length last episode. We did 3 days of parks. We went with my brother and his 3 kids.
We did 4 days of parks.
We did 4 days of parks. We went with my brother and his 3 kids, and we went with my parents as well. So we had a group of 10 of us. So we kind of just thought breaking this up into smaller episodes where we specifically talked about kind of one item or one theme. Would just make it a little bit easier, not only for us to share our experiences, but hopefully for you as the listener to consume and hear our experiences. So today we're talking all about food.
Yay.
We had a lot of good food.
Mm-hmm.
We had a lot of Mexican food, as there is obviously a heavy Southwest Mexican theme at Coronado Springs.
Mm-hmm.
All of it was excellent, and we just want to run you through the places that we ate, a little bit about what they have to offer, and then the things that we had, and let you know whether we thought they were good or not. So let's start off. We'll start off with day one. Once my brother got there with his kids, my parents were there. We all decided to eat at Pepper Market at Coronado Springs. And again, straight off of Disney's website, it says, find something for everyone at this food court. Pancakes, omelets, French toast, breakfast burritos and Mexican fare, salads and sandwiches, grill items, hot sandwiches, pizza and pasta, kids' picks and drinks, plus wine, beer, and margaritas. So they've got this is actually really impressive because as we said last episode, my parents are not big into like Southwest or Mexican food.
Right.
They eat very plain. I mean, they really do.
They do.
So the fact that we could get something like a rice bowl, covered with shredded pork and guacamole and sour cream and, black beans, and they could get a hamburger, or they could get fried chicken or pizza or a salad was really, really nice.
Mm-hmm.
I
had
thought
a
that
very
was great.
wide variety, and in my opinion, more of a bigger
huge
menu.
Huge menu. And it was like most of the food courts that you get at the hotels, you have different bays. So you'll have a sandwich bay.
Right.
You'll have a grill bay. They had a Mexican bay. They had a pasta bay, pizza bay. So it's nice. And what we would just do when it gets crowded, and this will help, is, we would maybe send some of the family to go find a table. Then we would just split up. Like if I knew, because you're paying at one spot. You don't pay where you order, obviously.
Right. You order, you get everything, and they're actually kind of back off of all that area.
Yeah.
And then you go through them and then pay.
But it was nice where, like, you could get in line and get Kaylin her hamburger.
Oh, right.
And then I went over and got us a rice bowl, It's not like, again, if we all went and sat down and you just sent me, I'm going to have to wait in the hamburger line.
Right.
Then I'm going to wait in the rice bowl line. Then I'm going to wait in this line. So split up and kind of divide and conquer. I think you'll get through a little bit quicker.
Yes.
Especially when it's really, really crowded around those standard breakfast, lunch, and dinner times. So first day, Kaylin had a hamburger, and you're going to see a theme over the next 5 days. And that's Kaylin hamburger. Like, this kid ate more hamburgers than I've ever seen. And we actually got her an adult hamburger.
Because they didn't have kids, correct? Or no, they did. They did. They didn't at the pool.
Correct. I don't know why I ordered an adult hamburger. I'm glad that I did because she ate the whole thing. But you're talking $12.99 for an adult hamburger with French fries.
Because your mom ordered
the
child's.
My mom got the kids' meal hamburger.
Mm-hmm.
Which was still a really good size hamburger. I mean, to me, it still looked like a quarter pounder from McDonald's size, whereas I think the adult burger was maybe more like a third of a pound.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a bit bigger. And for someone like Kaylin, who literally is just getting meat, bun, and some French fries, $12.99 is a lot. Now, if you were somebody who was getting an adult meal and you were getting it with, I think you could get it with lettuce and tomato and onion and cheese, and it might be a little bit better price, but she loved these burgers. So obviously,
right. And she ate them,
tasted good.
Yeah.
She ate 5 burgers.
I actually tasted it too, and it was really good.
Really good. She had that. My brother's kids, they had a pizza, which was just a plain cheese flatbread pizza, though. So it's the rectangular one,
and
like
thin
you would
crust,
get,
really.
Yeah, like you would get in Pizzafari at Animal Kingdom, or you would get at Pinocchio House, Village House at Magic Kingdom. I think it's the same cheese pizza. And then let's see. I think Jack had chicken tacos. My nephew, that day. And yeah, my parents had the burger. My brother got the Mexican rice bowl with pork. This is served over cilantro rice, and then you get a choice of toppings for $11.99. And I think he loaded his up. I mean, I think it had like a corn salsa, black beans, pork. You can get sour cream, you can get guacamole. They have cheese.
And they have all
black
those
olives.
Yes, and they have all those toppings as like a Subway would be.
Yeah, it was Chipotle. I mean, it was Chipotle.
It was impressive.
Yeah. And we had the chicken bowl.
Yes.
Like fully loaded. It was
fantastic.
$11.99. We split it, and I thought it was plenty for the two of us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was a really, really good deal. And again, make it however you want it. Get everything, get nothing. Just,
And that's what's nice about it, because you don't have to be like, well, I don't eat this, I don't eat that. I mean, and then you can add, or you can have whatever. And then we also did get the cups for the kids on day one.
Yeah, the refillable one, which was your idea. It was really, really smart. And my dad got one. So,
because we were going to be there for so many days, and I knew we would be at let me start out by saying that these refillable cups, you can take them to any resort and fill them up anytime you want.
Yeah. At pool bars?
Any
anywhere.
place that has a drink fountain.
But not in the parks.
But I knew that with your parents and your brother, we'd probably have to be taking breaks. So I really thought it would be a smart idea to go ahead. And then with the two girls, we got 2, just because then they wouldn't have to share. Then they could get their own. And then if we wanted something like coffee or something in the morning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because coffee's included. Tea's included.
All that's included. Yep. Hot chocolate if the kids wanted that.
Yeah.
Although there is coffee in your room.
Yes.
Still, if you're close and if you want to walk down, like we did the one time, and I did get coffee.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was a very smart decision, and I think it was. I think we really got our money from.
Speaking of the coffee, because I just realized we totally forgot to mention it last episode when we were talking about the rooms. It is a Keurig in these rooms. It's not that other single, pod cup.
Right.
It is a legit nice Keurig. Came fully loaded with not only regular coffee pods, decaf, and tea. And loaded with sweet and low, regular sugars. It had creamer, right? Because you had some mornings. Mm-hmm. So those are in the room, which we forgot to talk about. But back to the mugs. It used to be that they had price breaks based on your length of stay. So if you were only staying 2 or 3 days, it was cheaper. They now have gone to, whether you're staying one night or 10 nights, it's $17.99 for a mug. If you're only staying maybe 2 nights, this might not be as much worth it. We knew we were staying for several nights. Therefore, we figured this might be worth it. We guessed that over the course of the week, the kids refilled them roughly 15 times each, which would break down to $1.20 per refill. A bottle of water at Disney's $3. Sodas are like $3.29. So being at the resort, especially by the pool, was nice. And to be honest, if they drank halfway through the soda and the ice was all melted and it was nasty, pour it out. Go get another one.
Absolutely.
Get a fresh soda. So they took those things with them everywhere. They really used them at the pool. And all they had to do was walk right up to the quick service window there at Siestas Cantina, tell them what they wanted. They refilled it like crazy, and they could refill it down at Pepper Market. So that night, my parents decided that they were going to go over to Disney Springs. The rest of us, my brother had traveled all day, and we kind of just wanted to hang back. The kids really wanted to hang back and relax, so we decided we would go to the pool. My parents went over to Disney Springs, ate at their favorite place there, which is Earl of Sandwich. And we decided the 8 of us, which was our family of 4, my brother, his twin boys, and his daughter Lila, decided we'd go down and do something a little bit nicer like Maya Grill, which is basically strictly Mexican Southwest. So we knew my parents wouldn't want to eat there anyway.
And it is the sit-down.
Yeah, sit-down table service. We decided to go there, and it says, dine on traditional Mexican and American dishes at Maya Grill, serving dinner daily at Disney's Coronado Springs Resort. We did not have a reservation. We were in the midst of spring break, and we walked up with 8 people, sat like that. Did
on
we
first
wait maybe
night.
5 minutes?
Yeah, if that. It was about 5 minutes, but yeah. And that was the first night, and that was honestly very shocking. Very shocking.
I was surprised. I was really, really surprised, especially after when we talk about when we went back later in the week. So most Mexican Southwest places you go to, as soon as you sit down, they bring you chips and salsa. This was a little bit different, though.
Oh, yeah. They brought you, it was flatbread and cornbread with like...
had jalapenos in it.
Thank you.
Yeah, jalapeno cornbread.
Yes.
Almost like little... they looked like they were cooked almost in like a little ramekin or something. Like it was like... They were round
muffin
and
tin.
thin. Muffin tin. But it wasn't like the size of a muffin. It was like if you took the muffin top off almost and just baked it that way, but...
They were little small.
But what set that jalapeno cornbread off?
Oh my gosh. I hope you can recreate it because
I have this on. So what I want to start doing, because I love to cook, what I want to start doing as I come back from trips is always bring back 1 or 2 ideas or items that I'm going to look at recreating at home, and then we can put out the info. We'll either do a video or something, or I'll put out a recipe or whatever to kind of recreate them.
Well, first of all, before I say what it was, it's cilantro. I hear that either people love it or absolutely hate it. I could eat it as a salad.
You are on the love side.
I'm on the love side.
Yeah.
So with that being said, it is a like cilantro, supposedly honey, but it was more to me oily, just almost like a carrabba's where they give the oil and the seasoning, and then you dip your bread in that. This felt like to me the cilantro and oil seasoning type situation, and you dipped it, and it was phenomenal.
Well, and it was nice because it did have the sweetness of honey, whereas
but it wasn't as strong.
Like sometimes you can get overly sweet cornbread. This wasn't, because it had the jalapeno in it, so having the sweetness, I think, of the honey was really good. And the cornbread, even though it had jalapenos in it, it wasn't spicy.
No, it was not.
Like the kids ate, like Lila, I think, ate a bunch of them. And the kids absolutely loved the flatbread.
Flatbread was good. Honey,
the butter was just good butter.
It wasn't
just
the
plain
honey butter.
but
Okay.
it was good, like really, really good. So we ordered, and this did come also with then chips and 2 types of salsa. We got the Haus guacamole as an appetizer. And
good.
this, if you don't know what guacamole is, I'm going to explain it to you. I don't know why, but hand-cut avocado, lime, onions, serrano peppers, pickled onions, and cilantro, and they are served with the freshly made tortilla chips. You go to a lot of places like this. They're not. I mean, your local Mexican restaurant's probably going to do it right, and they're going to make really good guacamole. But a lot of these, they're scooping it out of a tub. I feel like this was made when we ordered it. Didn't you? I mean, do you think this was made to order? It wasn't like table side, but if it wasn't made back there the moment we ordered it, they sure pulled off scooping it out of a tub really well.
And I wouldn't say maybe they made it immediately when we ordered it, but I would say that somebody definitely
Yeah. It was
made
handmade.
it.
Yeah.
And then maybe put it in a tub, but still, I do completely
Or they
believe
could
it
even be
was.
making like small batches throughout the day,
Right.
knowing that,
Right.
you know, it's going to get served with everything. And then what was cool, you have, so this was $8.99, but you have two options you can use as add-ons to your guacamole experience, they say. One of them, you could do a fruity add-on, which they would add mango and pomegranate. Or you could do a pomegranate or pomegranate. I actually don't know. Or you could do a spicy add-on, which came with habanero peppers and chicharrones, which are fried pork skins.
That was phenomenal.
Now, these were made back there, the fried pork skins. If you go to Choza de Margarita, they have a guacamole there, and it comes with chicharrones. But they're all uniform, like they came out of a giant bag, like they've been made in a factory. They're delicious.
Right.
These were like the legit, somebody was back there frying pork skins. So it came with a couple of those. Really, really, really good.
Mm-hmm. And it's probably good you did explain it, because there's different guacamoles that are made.
Oh,
so...
Well, I think a lot of times what you'll find with guacamole, and this one is a little bit different than Choza de Margarita in Epcot.
Right.
You have a base, which is usually going to be avocado, lime, onions, some sort of pepper, and cilantro. A lot of times people might add tomatoes, or they add, the pickled onions or something like that. This was just a little bit different, and I think the habanero, I mean, it was just thin sliced habaneros.
It was so good.
It was really, really good. Wasn't too spicy. With the chips and the salsas, it was plenty for me, you, and my brother. I mean, we split that as a good appetizer. For dinner, we had gone a couple years ago, and Kaylin ordered the kids' steak tacos. And she ate all the steak out of them. Then I think she ate the tortilla separate, said, I want more. Ordered another one. Did the same thing this trip. So she got the steak tacos. Those are $9.50. It's 2 tacos with steak and cheese. And then it came with rice.
I think it was rice.
I think it came with rice. Just, pretty decent plain kind of rice, brown rice. She ate them. My nephew Jack ate them, and they got another order. So we did 2 orders of that. My brother had the shrimp tacos, which are beer tempura battered shrimp topped with red cabbage, pico de gallo, and salsa verde, served with warm flour tortillas, esquites, and cilantro white rice. Esquites is a Mexican street corn. It's corn off the cob, and it's usually mixed a lot of times with like a mayo or a sour cream and Mexican seasonings, and sometimes it'll have cheese with it. So that's what esquites is. I'm 99% sure. I'm probably 1% wrong, but that was $23.99. He loved it. Said it was very good. That is kind of pricey.
And I was excited too, because Alan is very funny with his eating habits. I feel like sometimes he eats this and then sometimes he doesn't, and he's just right now.
Yeah. Like I don't know what day he's eating bread and what day he's not eating
bread.
Correct.
But now he's on this just obviously very healthy kick where, like, I don't know, he just, wants to eat everything healthy. And I was curious and was like, all right, Alan, you really got to tell us, because we're going to talk about this.
Yeah.
I want to know, like, be honest. If you don't like it, if you're like, nah, or because, I mean, he is so used to trying to eat healthy, and he works out every day, and he's just this very fit, healthy person, and he actually really liked it. And yes, and loved it, and I was very excited about that. So yeah, $23.99, but at the same time might be a little more expensive, but you're paying for all that health, and healthy is expensive.
Yeah, and quality. It is quality food.
Oh, absolutely.
This isn't Taco Bell. You're getting good quality. And then Rhonda and I, we split because we often split. And part of that, honestly, part of that is for me, because I could easily eat this entire meal. I don't need to. Yes. Rhonda is a tiny little thing, and she's not going to eat a ton anyway, so it works really well for us to split. She gets exactly what she needs. I get what I need to nourish my body and make me not hungry anymore, but I don't need to sit there and eat an entire platter of food. So we had the Yucatan roasted pork, which is slowly cooked pork, orange achote, pickled red onion, guacamole, chiquillas verde and corn tortillas. Again, this was $23.99 as well.
So good.
But if I remember correctly, I made 3 tacos out of it.
I made two, and then Alan made one. Mm-hmm.
So this thing yielded 6 tacos. Now, they're very small corn tortillas. They're like street tacos. You're talking 6 tacos for $23.99. This was very split-worthy, especially with... Now, my brother would have eaten the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I think with the guacamole and the chips and the flatbread and the cornbread, and this was absolutely perfect.
Yes.
They do take tables in Wonderland, like most sit-downs do. So we did save our 20%.
That's on alcohol and...
Right, because we had some wine. Mm-hmm. And then they add the 18% gratuity automatically.
Right.
So it's very easy. And never forget that they add the 18%. I have forgotten, and I've tipped on top of that tip before on accident. So there have been times that we've tipped almost 40%.
So hopefully they were just really good.
Yeah. Now, sometimes, depending, we'll either leave it at the 18%, or if they were outstanding. And our waiter that night was fine. I mean, he was good. He wasn't great.
He was very good.
He was exactly what he needed to be.
As bad as it's going to sound, he was 18% worthy.
Yes, he was.
He wasn't 20. He wasn't 30. He wasn't lower. He wasn't 15. He was 18% worthy.
But even if we didn't have tables and they didn't automatically add gratuity, like we still would have tipped him 18 to 20%.
Absolutely.
Because that's just usually our standard unless service is just really bad.
Right. And even then, I mean...
We're still
what, 15 at least.
Yeah. Well, and we've talked about this, at least, well, not on the podcast, but you and I, you being a hairdresser, you are in a very tip-heavy based industry. Mm-hmm. And so you really understand what it's like. So a lot of times we are very generous with tipping because you know that this is a major part of their income.
Right.
And their livelihood.
Right. And then that's why, especially too, the way they do treat you and the way they, take care of you.
Yeah.
So
that was, I mean, that was a great meal. We loved it. Mm-hmm. We have this place, usually the reviews aren't a lot of times great.
Which you told me, and I was actually shocked because...
The atmosphere is outstanding. There was a roaming guitarist. Mm-hmm. I love this place. This is... I mean, shoot, when you think about when we went to Frontera Cantina at Disney Springs, this blew that place out of the water.
I completely agree.
Like, it made Frontera Cantina, at least for our specific evening, because I know a lot of people that love it. John and Michelle love it, and I trust John's judgment on food more than anybody.
Right.
And that dude knows his food so well. I think we just had a bad night when we went there, and the food maybe had a bad night, and our waiter was not good. But if you take that experience versus this one, this was hands down. Like, we absolutely loved it. So that was Monday. Tuesday, we packed cereal boxes and brought almond milk. One tip I will give: if your kids drink almond milk, they do sell it non-refrigerated in cartons. Usually in your cereal section. So if you are traveling and you do not have access maybe to a cooler, or you're worried that maybe you have a cooler but all the ice is going to melt in Florida heat while you travel, get these because they don't need to be refrigerated until after you've opened them.
Right. And there's a refrigerator in your room.
Exactly. So the kids we even brought styrofoam bowls and plastic spoons, and I even bought a whole set for my brother and his kids so the kids could just have breakfast. For me, breakfast, unless you're going to maybe a character meal or a buffet or a nice sit down, I could pass up most times quick service breakfast. And we'll talk about the quick service breakfast we did have later in the week. But that was our breakfast. So for lunch, we were going to be at Hollywood Studios that day, and I had booked 50's Primetime Cafe. Mm-hmm. Now, originally, because of the kids, I really wanted to do sci-fi, but we just could not book a time we wanted. I booked it for 9 p.m. I kept trying to move it to lunchtime.
I even called.
Yeah, we even called. But I also had booked 50's Primetime as a backup at lunch at 11:30. So when you're making remember, you only have to cancel a reservation 24 hours in advance. So when you're making your reservations, now don't go crazy and grab a billion reservations that you know you're not going to use. But I had the full intention of trying to move up sci-fi. And if it didn't work, I knew we could fall back on 50's Primetime. Just make sure you cancel them 24 hours in advance. But go ahead. If you say, I really want to eat at Ohana, all I can get is 9 p.m., but I want to eat at 7 p.m., just grab 9 p.m. Continue to try and move it up. If you can't move it up, either cancel it or just go at 9 p.m. It's very possible, though, you will have an opportunity to move it up. So we went to lunch at 50s Primetime, which is classic American comfort food. It's got a 50s decor and a good old-fashioned family kind of gathering that'll take you back to a bygone era. Again, Disney's website, I would never use words like bygone. If you have not been, this is a really cool place. It is, every individual booth is set up like you're in the kitchen in the 50s. Mm-hmm. And how do I know that? Because we were there with my parents, who both said, this is what our kitchen looked like in the 50s.
Well, that's amazing.
So the atmosphere is cool. I was not looking forward to going to this place at all. We've eaten here before. The food is outstanding. The decor is outstanding. It is interactive. So your waiter or waitress is either Uncle so-and-so or Aunt so-and-so. And it's like you're at a family gathering in the 50s, and they treat you as such. They're going to involve you. I don't like that. That's why honestly, I was anxious all morning about going.
So
I just don't want to be a part of the show. I want to choose if I'm going to be. I have been told if you mention upon seating that you have somebody who maybe has some anxieties or something, they will leave that person out.
Really?
I didn't know that when we went, but I probably wouldn't have said anything anyway. So if you are that person...
Could have said something for you.
But if you are that person and you don't want to say something, I just want to give a few quick tips that will help you stay out of what I'll call the show. We had Uncle Gary. Uncle Gary was great as a waiter.
And what was
really,
it?
Really good.
Mama Rosa set you?
Yeah.
Come follow Mama.
It
was funny.
It was good, and I ended up, I think, settling down and just being a part of it, and I thought I was pretty good about it. But here's a few things.
Well, yeah, because you had to go to the bathroom immediately, which you should have done that outside.
Okay, well, let's not get into my bathroom habits here, but set the table. There's silverware and there's napkins on the table. If you don't set it, uncle or aunt, waiter or waitress is going to tell you to set it, and they mean it. They're not going to set it for you. They're not handing out the forks and napkins.
That's right.
And they're probably going to call on the children to set the table because that's what they did in the 50s. I don't think either of our kids could set a table if they tried.
They could.
So, 1, set the table. 2, keep your elbows off the table. I had to bump my dad at one point, and I was like, dude, you're going to get in trouble. And he's like, why? I said, your elbows are on the table. In the 50s, people didn't put elbows on your table. Which, by the way, is a really, really uncomfortable way to sit at a dinner table. With just your arms just, like, hanging by your side. And every time he was gone, I'd, put my elbows on the table, and I'm like, when's he coming back? Take your hat off. Do not wear hats at the dinner table in the 50s. Who knew? Don't be on electronics. Rhonda was looking at her phone, and again, I'm like, dude, you're going to get in trouble. Don't make this any more than it has to be. Now, this is not just for... Again, this is more Southern. This is not just for 50s Primetime Cafe, but say sir and ma'am. Anytime he brings something... Every time he brought something, I said, thank you, sir. I think that's just general etiquette, but it's going to help. Eat everything on your plate. They will say something if you do not finish what's on your plate. Mm-hmm. Trust me. And finally, and I'm not going to go into this any further, I'm just going to let you know the soap is white. I'm going to leave it at that. Mm. So, and that goes back to my bathroom break. But,
Sparky.
Yeah, I was Sparky the whole time. But I thought I did really good. I was proud of myself for interacting back. So, as far as food goes, let's get into that because this is down home comfort food. A majority of it is very, very heavy. Mm-hmm. There are some healthy options, which we'll tell you about. But you're talking like meatloaf, mashed potatoes, fried chicken pot pie, Sunday roast. These are legit 1950s, 60s, even now in the South. This is the stuff your mom cooked every Sunday. We would go to their house when I first moved here. Was these just heavy, comfort, classic American meals. Everything is outstanding. We don't even have to talk about if the food was good or not because I think everything was good. Mm-hmm. Kids did kids meals, and they had stuff like Aunt Betty's chicken nuggets, which comes with French fries and corn. You get a choice of a beverage, $9. Grandma's mac and cheese came with green beans and carrots, choice of a beverage, $9. With the chicken nuggets, you can opt for kids to get it on the bone. So they'll actually bring you 2 drumsticks.
Yes.
That's what our kids got. All kids' meals come with ice cream sundae dessert at the end. And again, they better finish their plate or Uncle Gary probably was not going to bring them a dessert. So my parents, and this is one of the things they're famous for. My parents split the Aunt Liz's golden fried chicken. This came with roasted garlic mashed potatoes, chicken gravy, and seasonal vegetables. Theirs was corn. I believe it was corn.
Oh, I think so.
Off the cob. $22. Now, again, that may sound pricey, but my parents
Didn't
split
they get
it.
a whole chicken?
I want to say it was... Well, they don't eat dark meat. I think it was 2 wings and 2 chicken breasts.
It was a
Because
lot.
they split it up.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of food. My brother had the Caesar salad with grilled chicken. You can get grilled chicken. And again, it's pretty standard Caesar salad, $16. But it was a good, heavy portion, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then Rhonda and I split the 50s Primetime Cafe Blue Plate Special, which for this was salmon. So it was grilled salmon. It was served over like a bed of Brussels sprouts, sauteed Brussels sprouts,
Some type
squash,
of sauce.
and maybe like carrot. And then it had like a creamy balsamic type of sauce.
It was very, very
I don't
good.
remember the price because it's market price. We were fine splitting it, but this was not really a split meal.
Oh, no.
I mean, it was probably a
not.
6 to 8 ounce piece of fish. It wasn't huge, but it was very, very good. After my brother ordered the salad and I ordered the salmon, Uncle Gary proceeded to kind of rag on us for eating healthy when here we are in front of fried chicken and meatloaf. He said something to my brother, then I ordered the salmon and he said, what did you 2 do? Join a new religion? So, like, again, that's the type of interaction you'll get, but I thought everything was outstanding. Mm-hmm. I mean, we loved it. I would recommend anything on that menu. And only thing I would say again is if you're going to get the salmon, you may want to just get that for yourself. I think you could have eaten the whole salmon meal. I know.
Yeah, because I was honestly still hungry, and I think the kids had some whatever I was snacking on or whatever.
Yeah.
But and your mom gave us
the chicken wing.
Chicken was really good.
It was really good. It was. I mean, if you're from the South area, Publix. Publix fried chicken is amazing. This was Publix fried chicken quality. I mean, I thought it was really, really good.
If not a little better, to be truthfully honest.
But I want to go back. Like, surprisingly, I want to go back.
You want to go back, Sparky?
I do. I know we will not split this meal because guess what I want to get?
What?
Because you refuse to eat it.
Oh.
It's the most disgusting name in the world.
Meatloaf.
Meatloaf. Like, I don't think you should combine the word meat and loaf, but I really want to go back there and try the meatloaf.
I bet it's good if you like that kind of stuff.
I do.
Not me.
You are aware that meatloaf is basically a hamburger.
You've said this before.
Shaped in the form of a loaf of bread, right?
No.
Which, again, doesn't sound right, but...
No.
I'm going to make meatloaf one time and just trick you to eating it somehow.
Probably not, but... Anyways, let's move on.
Okay, so what...
So after
we
that...
finished up that day and we headed back to the room and we hit the pool.
Mm-hmm.
And so why don't you talk a little bit more about dinner then at Siestas Cantina?
Well, first of all, that sounds a little more fancier than it was, but...
You got to say it like that.
Right, but still, It was not fancy. It's your pool, bar, and grill, and it's nice because, like Jeremy said, well, if y'all listen to our episode before this, it was a good variety. It's not a huge menu, but it does have a good variety.
Yeah.
Of course, it's got your Mexican side. I had the taco salad, which I found outstanding, actually. Now, part of that may have been I've actually been wanting one for a while. We were going to go here in town, but we just haven't. And anyways, my point is that it was just, I loved it. There's corn tortilla strips, I can't speak, and grilled chicken, chopped lettuce, shredded cheddar, black olives, sliced jalapenos, pico de gallo, fresh cilantro, and I'm trying to remember if there was, if I got a side of, I got a side of hot sauce.
Yeah. I gave.
Is there sour cream? I feel like there was. You gave me ranch.
Yeah.
Because it was a salad.
Yep. And they asked what you wanted.
I think I also had. I know I had a side of sour cream as well.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I put a little bit of ranch on it, but then I put the sour cream and just mixed it, and it was fantastic. Yeah. It was absolutely fantastic.
For $9.99, as far as Disney prices go, it was a pretty good price, right? For that size.
And I was so hungry that I was like, I'm getting my own stuff.
Yeah.
So
well, that's because we had split the salmon for lunch.
Right. My brother-in-law, of course, had the fish tacos, and that is a corn tortilla. It's market fish, which, do you know what it was?
No, it's probably going to be a tilapia, I'm guessing.
There was lime pineapple salsa. It was $11.49, and he eat only one that time? One order?
Yeah, so he got one order of fish tacos, and after he ate it, he said it was good. Later, he ordered the carnitas tacos, which have the shredded pork, salsa verde, onion, and cilantro. And both of these taco dishes are $11.49. You get 3 tacos, and you got rice and beans, right?
Rice.
Yeah. Rice, beans.
No, there's no beans.
Okay. Rice.
Because, yeah.
Yes,
rice.
You definitely got rice. No beans. After he had the carnitas tacos, he basically was like, yeah, those fish tacos were not good compared to the carnitas tacos. Okay. So again, just something to know. I ended up getting the chicken wings. Every once in a while, I kind of want chicken wings tonight. Every once in a while, I just want chicken wings. They have either buffalo or barbecue. I got the buffalo sauce, and it is loaded with sauce. Mm-hmm. It's not too spicy. It's probably like a Frank's Red Hot, but it's not crazy spicy. Of course, you can get either blue cheese or ranch, and it comes with celery batons, which is what they call them. Which is just weird to me. But those were $11.99. I believe it was 6 wings. That's $2 a wing. I mean, that's kind of pricey, but they were good wings. I mean, they were fine. They did what I needed, which was satisfy my wings, but it's not like I would go back and order them. They were fine, but they were almost drenched in so much sauce that they lost some of being crispy, which I like really, really crispy wings. They do have, as regular size, not a kid's meal, but they do have cheeseburger, a Capri roll, BLT chicken wrap, and then, of course, you have the tacos and taco salad.
And that's
for the kids. Yeah, for the kids' meal, it's a turkey sandwich, a hot dog, or chicken tenders.
Right,
so,
and they did not have the cheeseburger
correct.
or burger, so that's why we had to get the adult for Kaylin.
But what did Kaylin eat? Hamburger.
The adult burger.
So this is Monday, Tuesday, hamburger.
Lacey ate the chicken tenders, of course.
She did, yeah. And again, they're your standard chicken tenders with fries. They're pulling these out of a frozen bag. I like their chicken tenders. I think they're pretty good. But overall, Tuesday was great. I mean, we had a lot of really good food. Mm-hmm. Wednesday, we decided to do breakfast in the room again. And then Wednesday for lunch.
We were at Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, I had zero plan. Our go-to, if you've listened to this podcast for any amount of time, is Pecos Bill. I wasn't sure if my parents were going to have anything that they would like there.
No,
so as we were making our way through the park, it was lunchtime, and we were right near Pinocchio House.
Mm-hmm. We just rode Peter Pan, which we haven't ridden in a while.
Yeah. I like Peter Pan, actually. I still wouldn't wait 70 minutes, but... So we decided to go to Pinocchio Village House, and this is pizzas, like chicken parm sandwiches.
They call them flatbreads.
Yeah, flatbreads. They have salads. If you get a right seat inside, you can actually overlook the entrance to Small World as people are getting on the boats and actually starting. Oh. Mm-hmm. There's outdoor seating. Traditionally, this place is slammed. Parks were crazy crowded. Probably at Magic Kingdom that Wednesday was the most crowded. Short of the time we went for New Year's Eve. Yeah. This is the most crowded we've seen Magic Kingdom. The line was out the door and then some. It started to stretch to Prince Charming's carousel. Like it was 20 feet from hitting Prince Charming's carousel when we got there.
Yeah.
So we thought, let's do mobile order. Like we'll show all these people. Like you needed a fast pass for lunch.
And mobile order is
a
your
fast
fast
pass for lunch. See, right on the same wavelength. This is perfect. So we decided, all right, I said, I'm going to go into mobile order. I said, now, we just have to pay. We have to pay for it all,
And they don't take any discounts.
Yeah. No, you don't get discounts or anything like that.
You just got to pay for it.
But they have added the dining plan. If you're on the dining plan now,
okay,
you can utilize it through mobile order. So at the beginning of the week, my dad gave us for our family and my brother for his family each a gift card, a $500. Actually, it was a preloaded Visa debit card for $500 each, and was like, look, here's kind of my gift for your spring break and this trip. Use this for your food, whatever you need. Awesome. Okay. So I thought, all right, well, if we're doing mobile order, we do need to put this on one order. I said, all right, well, I'll get out my prepaid Visa. I'll go ahead and take care of it. It would not take the prepaid Visa.
We even talked to a cast member.
Yeah, we even talked to a cast member who brought over a manager. It would not accept it.
It only accepts
credit card, dining plan,
and a Disney.
It stated Disney gift card. But through one of the Facebook groups I was actually looking at yesterday, they pulled from Disney's website that said it does not take a Disney gift card. But we saw the image of a Disney gift card when we did it. I'm pretty sure. Yes, it was a little red.
That's a Mickey. Disney Visa.
Oh, you're right. It does not take Disney gift cards then. They need to fix that. So anyway, here's the problem. I put in this prepaid Visa card, which does not have an expiration date. It's asking for an expiration date. Like any credit card, you also have to put in your name and address. Well, these prepaid gift cards do not have a name and address associated with them, so it would not work. My dad.
So bottom line is you got to pay with a credit card.
You got to use a credit card. You can't use cash or anything like that. So you're talking credit card,
or
true
Disney
debit card, like your actual debit checking card, or Disney dining plan. So again, just something to notice. I called my dad over, said we're having a problem. I said, give me your credit card. He gave it to me. We entered it. All was good. So my parents got the chicken parmesan sandwich, and they split that. And then they got a side salad, which is, and the chicken parm is $10.49. It's the size of a burger. It's a fried chicken patty. It's got mozzarella and marinara sauce.
Yeah, it's pretty simple.
Decent bun, slathered in butter. But looked pretty tasty. Came with French fries. Then they also got a small side salad, which is romaine, tomatoes, diced cucumber, diced red onion, and that's already tossed with a balsamic vinaigrette as it comes.
But it's in a little plastic
It's a little cup. Yeah, it's like maybe a 12 ounce.
It is not.
Yeah, solo cup size.
It's not a side salad you would think. I mean, it's solo cup like little.
But $3.49, not horrible.
And it's just something. It's one of those things where you're like, that's not enough food. I might want. But I wouldn't get it again. Sorry, I didn't like it.
Well, we didn't even talk about ours because we got we got the Capri flatbread.
Oh no, that was fantastic.
But has tomato, mozzarella, and basil on it.
I was talking about the side salad.
But we got the antipasto salad, which also had salami and provolone cheese and diced ham. I thought it was awesome, actually.
Okay,
I liked it. I'm gonna eat it all next time. But flatbread, $11.99. It is a good size. It is
6 pieces. 3 pieces each.
Yeah, 6 total pieces, 3 pieces each. I think,
and they're not tiny.
No, it's pretty good to split, especially if I get to add my my new favorite salad. My brother had the Capri flatbread, and he had a chicken parmesan sandwich
without the bun, though.
Without the bun, right? But he ate the chicken out of there, and it was nice because it came with fries, so he gave extra fries to the kids. Mm-hmm. And then kids had nuggets. They got a cheese flatbread. Those are going to come with applesauce, and it's the squeeze out of a bottle applesauce. Every time we go to China and we get the kids dumplings and with the spring rolls, it comes with a traditional applesauce in a plastic cup with the little top, right? Kids refuse to eat it. Yet this one, where you squeeze applesauce out of the tube,
Lacey both of them. Both of them.
I don't understand our children.
Don't either.
They're so weird. But again, kids meal $7.29 and the cheese flatbread kid meal $6.49. Both are going to come with a drink, bottled water, juice, milk, soda, whatever you want. So, we really like Pinocchio House. And if
absolutely,
if you listen to the Disney DNA podcast with Trent and Jenny, who another great family podcast. She says they have a really, really good gluten-free pizza there, apparently, that you can special order. So she's talked about that tons of times. So if that is something you need, they do have that option there. And I believe she said she even had the gluten-free pizza one time over at Via Napoli, and the one at Pinocchio House was better.
Wow.
So, again, something to know if you have certain food restrictions or allergies. For dinner that night, again, we finished up the park in the afternoon. We headed back to spend some time at the pool. And for dinner, we walked up front and we ate at Pepper Market. So, I will give you $5 if you can guess what Kaylin had.
A burger.
She had a hamburger. So, we got her an adult hamburger again. And then we found... So Lacey, our youngest, she's an odd one, but especially when it comes to food and times of eating, she generally doesn't like to eat in public. I think it's a whole
she has
other
a little
thing.
bit of anxiety,
Yeah.
but anyways.
But so every time we usually say we're going to eat a meal, she says, "I'm not hungry." The meal comes and she ends up picking at stuff and eats. But I bought for this trip, I took Ritz crackers, and I bought the little Jif to go single serve peanut butter cups that again have the little aluminum foil peel off top, like 6 of them come in a pack. She loves to take her little Stitch book bag with her into parks and everywhere she goes, and she loads it with snacks. So she actually brought that and she made herself peanut butter crackers, and that was her dinner, and she ate amazing. Mm-hmm. So if you have maybe a picky eater, this was a really good option. We will do this every time now.
Absolutely.
Plus saves us a bunch of money. So Kaylin ate a burger, loved it. My parents ended up doing what I believe was the Yucatan roasted chicken, but they actually got fried chicken.
Oh.
And it came with potatoes, like roasted seasoned potatoes.
Oh, yeah.
It came with corn on the cob, and then it came with a cornbread muffin. $14.99. Again, they split it. Seemed like they really, really enjoyed it, and I think it was plenty of food. My brother, again, had the pork rice bowl, so obviously that is very delicious. And then we had the tacos this time. So you can either get a choice of seasoned beef or chicken, like grilled chicken, and it's served with black beans and rice. You liked the tacos, right?
Yeah.
Because Jack, actually, my nephew, ate the same thing.
Mm-hmm. And that's the reason
yeah.
he walked by with him.
Well, it's funny. We went and got the table. You actually went to get our food because I think we had already gotten the burger for Kaylin or something. I walked and you were saying, "What do you want? What do you want?" Because we were going to split again. And I was like, "You pick it." You're like, "Do I get the rice bowl again?" I said, "I don't care. You pick it." "Do I get tacos?" "You pick it." So I get back to the table.
Which irritates me.
And as I get back to the table and Jack sits down with the chicken tacos, and I'm like, "Oh man, this look really good." And a minute later, Rhonda walks up with the same chicken tacos. So well done.
Thanks.
You picked well. This is $12.59, and this is 3 tacos. Had chicken, lettuce, tomato, I think some jalapenos on it.
And it is that floppy corn tortilla.
It is, but they're really good, and they held up fairly well.
Fairly well, but again, it's just a messy entree.
I tend to not like most corn tortillas. I actually really like these corn tortillas that they have here. I think they're done pretty well. And then rice and beans were good. They were under seasoned, but I just threw some salt and pepper on those suckers, and they were very, very good. So that wrapped up our Wednesday. Thursday, breakfast in the room again, and then we headed to Animal Kingdom that day. So again, since we've been talking about my brother who eats very, very healthy, I travel with my brother a bit. Like we kind of laugh because we end up in a lot of the same places when we travel, which is stuff like Panera or even a Chipotle. And I could probably order for him when we go to any of these places because I know what he likes. I spend a lot of time with him on different travel trips and stuff. So I knew he was going to really, really love Satu'li Canteen over in Pandora. This is one of my favorite quick service places in all of Disney. I think it's one of yours. Mm-hmm. And my only fear was, would my parents find something they liked there? Well,
Kaylin does eat. And if Kaylin eats it, then I feel like your parents would eat it.
Right. And so Kaylin always gets, and Jack had the same thing, I believe, which is the kids' chopped wood grilled chicken bowl. So this is wood grilled chicken marinated with garlic and olive oil. It's topped with crunchy vegetable slaw, which I take off of Kaylin's because she won't eat it. And then it's served with your choice of base and a small bottle of water or low-fat milk for $7.49. So the different bases they have a salad base. They have a sweet potato and regular potato hash
for the
base.
kids?
Yeah, I think you can pick from any of them. Or they have a rice and grain base, and I believe it's a quinoa base.
Yes.
So Kaylin always gets the rice and grain. It's like a brown rice, grilled chicken. She loves it. Again, $7.49.
Don't forget the boba balls.
And I would say $7.49 and the amount of food you got, like I would recommend adults could order that. It's not going to come with quite as much, food.
It's going to be half of what
you think
ours
it's that much smaller?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. But you and I always split a bowl.
Correct.
If you were ordering by yourself, I could see you getting a kid's bowl.
Yeah, but they don't have the toppings.
Right.
Like the kids' bowls.
Yeah, like the sauces and all.
Right.
So, yeah, and then get the boba balls on the side. I don't like saying that word. I'm not saying it again. So Alan, my brother got the slow roasted sliced grilled beef bowl. Again, this is some of the best roast beef like ever, I think. And it's marinated in a blend of garlic, herbs, red pepper spice, but it's not spicy, and red wine vinegar. It is topped with the crunchy vegetable slaw, the boba balls. You get that with your choice of base. Oh man, I'm not saying it anymore. You get it with your choice of base, and then you get to pick from 3 different sauces. I actually don't know which one he ended up getting. There's a black bean one. There's like a creamy herb kind of almost ranch. And then there is a like roasted green onion, which is almost a little bit more like a chimichurri. My mom got a salad, which I should have asked more about because I don't know if she got a bowl but had a salad base and said something like just give me plain chicken and nothing else.
I don't either.
But she enjoyed hers. My dad actually got a kids menu. So he got the the Telu all beef hot dog wrapped in dough. So this is a hot dog wrapped in a Parker House dough, served with vegetable chips, grapes, and then you get your choice of your drink, and that's $6.79. He said he really liked it. It looked like you can get it. What is it?
Sleepy
Auntie Anne's or Sleepy Hollow, where it's almost. Now this wasn't a pretzel dough, but it looked just like those, and it looked like quarter-pound hot dog. I mean, so he enjoyed his. We had, which is the first time we saw this, and I did find out this is new to the menu. They now offer a combination bowl of the beef and the chicken. Mm-hmm. So the chicken is really, really good. The beef is outstanding. So we always get the beef, but we thought, well, let's go ahead and get the combination bowl. So we had that. We always get the a lot of times we'll get the rice and grains. Although the hash is really, really good. That's what my brother got, was the potato hash, which is good.
And we've had before.
But we like this with the rice and grains, and then we get that roasted green onion sauce, and we get the word that shall not be spoken again, balls.
And for those of you who do not know, they're these little
I want to hear you explain this. I have no clue what they are.
They're literally these little tiny balls about, I can't even say the size of them. They have a drink over by it, the one place where you can buy beer and wine or whatever. And so, what is that? I'm trying to think of what kind of straw. It's not your normal straw, so obviously it's a little bit bigger, and that's about the size.
Inch. Yeah. It's
about the size of the balls. Now, apparently, they are different taste inside when they pop in your mouth. When Kaylin was getting them the last time, I do believe they were pomegranate.
Yeah.
So they were a little pinkish.
They switched it now.
Now they're white, and to me, I tasted it, and they were a little on the sweeter side.
Yeah.
I do not know what kind they were, but they're these little balls. A lot of frozen yogurt places have them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and all kinds of different flavors. And
there's now apparently the tea places have them.
Yeah, it's what you find in all those teas, the boba tea. And they even serve those, I think, over in China at Epcot in the World Showcase.
So those are what we're talking about when you hear the word boba balls.
Yeah. All right. This is going down a wrong path, but our combo is $15.99. Mm-hmm. Again, split, plenty of food for us.
Very good.
It was a great portion of beef, great portion of chicken. Satu'li Canteen is amazing. Easily one of my favorite places as far as quick service goes. So then on Thursday, again, finished up a little bit. Well, not early. We finished up at the park at like 4 or so. and decided to head back. And we thought, you know what, another great night just to enjoy the pool. Like, we really, really wanted to enjoy the resort.
Yes, and this was our last night with your family.
Correct.
This was Thursday night.
Yep.
Your parents were leaving early Friday morning.
Yep.
And it
Alan
was
and the
just
kids were
going to be
leave at 3 on Magical Express.
Right, and it was just going to be us.
Yeah.
That Friday.
Yeah.
So,
everybody wanted to go to the pool, and so we let them. And then,
I didn't want to eat at the pool bar anymore.
No, I didn't either.
I mean, it was good. It was great. Don't get me wrong, but then again, like I said, we were there. And how many times I feel like did we just say we ate at the pool bar?
Right. Yeah.
So I just was like, I don't want to eat there.
Yeah. So we decided, Rhonda and I went down, and so this is the other thing. Now that we talk about it, and you listened to our last episode where we talked about the resort, I know we talked about looking at adding a night, and we decided not to. What we forgot to mention last episode is that we still did. So we decided, all right, again, if my brother and his kids weren't leaving till 3, everybody had to be out of their room at 11. We knew Friday was going to be a relaxed morning and early afternoon. And specifically, we wanted a little extra time. But we also knew that if my brother and his kids had to check out at 11 a.m., and we all went to the pool, they were going to have to pack specifically so that they could access a change of clothes, and they were going to have to use the showers potentially, and everything that's at the pool. And so it's like, you know what, let's walk back down. Rhonda and I said, all the kids and everybody with my parents and my brother go to the pool. We're going to walk back down and check out whether or not we could add a night again. Let's just ask. Let's see if the price went down. Let's see if we could get the same room.
I think we were checking on something else too.
We were.
And
well, we also were going down to specifically inquire about booking the Star Wars dessert party for our anniversary in 3 weeks. So that was the main reason we decided to go down. So we stopped at Laguna's Bar and grabbed a drink. We ended up meeting this really nice family from Nova Scotia who had just come in, and they had checked into All-Star Sports, I think it was, and they had made reservations at Maya Grill, so they were coming over to eat. So we talked to them. They had booked this as a last-minute trip. They didn't really know Disney well, so we were giving them pointers and just started talking to them for a little bit. So we go in, and we booked the dessert party, and while we were there, we just said, hey, we're curious. We asked the other day, couldn't keep us in the same room. Any chance something open and we could stay in the same room if we go one more night? She calls somebody up, says, yes, you can. We're like, book it.
And so it was a little bit cheaper as well.
Yeah. So we ended up staying Friday night, which was perfect because we knew the next day that my brother and his kids could check out of their room. They could bring their luggage to our room. After the pool, they could come up. They could change. They could shower. So I thought that was going to really help them out before getting on a 6:40 p.m. flight and not landing back in Maryland and getting home until fairly late. Yeah. So I thought that was a really good option.
And it gave us a nice family evening.
It did, yeah. But so while we were down there, I just texted my dad and just said, how are the kids doing and all? And they ordered Kaylin a hamburger. So Kaylin ate another hamburger up at Siestas Cantina at the pool. And I just said, is it cool if maybe Rhonda and I just go to Maya Grill? Like, or if the kids are being good, do you mind them hanging out with you? And we just get to have a little date night. And he said, yeah, go ahead. Sounds good. This, again, as we talked about last episode, and I think the way that you treat people and the way you treat cast members is where, and I still feel like part of it is Rhonda working her magic.
Well, first of all, let's first of all say that Monday night we got, 8 of us? Mm-hmm. No problem. Sat down in 5 minutes.
Yeah, 5 minutes. Yep.
2 of us. No problem, right?
We figured.
We walk up, and what time was it?
7.
And they're like, yeah, it's like 8:30 or 8 something.
8 p.m. They said would be the first available table for 2.
And I'm like, golly. I mean, 2. And that just, it sucks because your parents, and we're just not those people to take advantage.
And if it had just been us with our family and the kids were hanging in the room or something, we probably would have just said, okay, 8 p.m.'s fine.
Right. But
you're right.
With your parents, we don't take advantage. And so we were like, man, well, we walk out, and actually Jeremy pulled out his phone. I was like, what are you doing? He gets on IMDb. MD.
I did look there first because I was like, I want to watch the latest Infinity War trailer. Then I got on my Disney Experience app.
Right. So he gets on MD and I'm like, what are you doing? And he's looking for reservation. Reservation pops up at 7:45. He grabs it. And I'm like, okay. So we're sitting there and it's what, 7:15?
Yep.
And I'm like, I'm going to go check in.
To the exact same people that just told us we couldn't get a reservation till 8.
Correct.
You walked up and said, hey, we have a 7:45 reservation.
Yes. I wanted you to do it, but you didn't. So
That's
that
why
left
I bring
me.
you places, Rhonda.
Yes. So I went up and used their names. It was very nice. And I said, yeah, I'm just checking in. And she was like, okay, sit over here. We'll seat you in just a few minutes. I was like, are you kidding me? I was like, are you kidding me? So Jeremy and we sit in the place she told us, and I actually start keeping time.
Yep.
And
Alana was her name.
6 minutes, correct?
Yeah. We had our butts in our seats at our table at 7:23.
Mm-hmm. And meanwhile, Jeremy and I are sitting in the place they told us. Another couple comes up and speaks to the hostess and the other lady standing there, which I would assume would be the person that sits you and everything, and wants to do 2 for dinner. And they're like, sorry, our next opening is like 8:30 or whatever she says. And this lady was, I wouldn't say irate, but like, really? I see a table open right there.
Drop the S word. It was a family show, so if you don't know what that is, look it up. But yeah, you're right. It's like they pulled one of the, I see a table. Why can't you sit us there?
And
kind of stormed off.
Yeah. And then was like, ugh, whatever. And just turned around and walked off. And I just was like, I mean, that's just sad. That's where I said earlier, don't treat them like they're your servants, because they're not. Yeah. They're people.
Yeah.
And so anyways, like I said, we were sat 6 minutes to the time that I was watching when she said, we'll sit you in a few minutes.
Yeah.
And then we had a fantastic night.
Yeah. An outstanding waiter, Marcel.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was spelled Marcello.
Yeah, so hopefully we said it right.
I'm sure. I think that's what he said. But he was so good. And then this was something that you, Rhonda, specifically really took note of. There was a family of 6 next to us. Mm-hmm. It looked like it was 2 parents, 2 kids, and then the grandparents.
Kind of wanted to interview them, but I didn't.
Yeah. So immediately they state, hey, their one child has some allergies.
Quite a few.
Yeah. Within, what would you say, 2 minutes?
If that.
The chef was at their table talking to them about the allergies, asking what he could specifically make, that he would make something obviously off menu, whatever he needed. So, again, if you're someone who has allergies, you have diet or food restrictions, just let them know. They will accommodate beyond belief.
And which was really impressive to me.
Especially
because,
with a child.
Well, we are very blessed and thankful that our kids do not have anything. We don't have anything. So with that being said, the reason it hit more home to me is being a hairdresser for 20 plus years. I have obviously grown close to very many people. And one in particular, she used to tell me that her grandson, anytime they'd have to go out to dinner and they'd have to call, they'd have to do this, it was a major production to go out to dinner. And it broke my heart because, I mean, first of all, because I guess I don't have to deal with it, but for a second, that just sucks. And for me to hear that this woman seemed very like she has a major lot of allergies, but she didn't seem as concerned as what I think I would be. And again, the chef coming out, just making that mother feel so much more just at ease, and that, hey, I can eat here and I don't have to call ahead. I don't have to do this. I don't have to do that. I can just have a nice family-free worry dinner.
Yeah. And he made her something specific.
Absolutely.
Off menu specific, whatever she wanted. I love it. And it was funny because Ron was like, we should talk to them. I'm going to go interview a Main Street Magic It was funny. Anyway, you had to be there. But cornbread, flatbread, of course, came to the table.
Absolutely.
Love it. So good. We already talked about that earlier. So for an appetizer, we decided to get the soft shell crab casa. I'm probably butchering that word. I love soft shell crab. I'm from Maryland, grew up in Maryland. I love blue crabs. I love a good soft shell crab sandwich. So this is corn-breaded tomatillos, remoulade sauce topped with poached shrimp, avocado, and a Mexican cocktail sauce. And then it comes with half of a fried soft shell crab. Soft shell crab was good. It was kind of by itself. The corn-breaded tomatilla thingy, the cake, black bean, whatever it was weird and dry.
And
to be honest, I thought the poached
better.
shrimp. I thought the poached shrimp on top was crab. It wasn't. It was poached shrimp.
Well,
and it was weird to have the.
It was not. I would not order that again.
I would not. I would totally not order it. It was $12.99. It was a good size. I wouldn't recommend it. Just flat out wouldn't. So for our dinner, believe it or not, we're gonna split. This split really makes sense. So they have a section of seasonal signature plates, basically. And there's 3 or 4 of them. And we got the Peralada de Grill. So this is a marinated New York strip, little chorizos, sausages, Mexican spicy sausage, and chicken al pastor. Came with bell peppers and grilled onions. And then it's served with black beans, cilantro rice, esquites, which is that like kind of corn thing, and warm flour tortillas. This is, if you're on the dining plan, this meal specifically takes 2 table service credits. Because it is $45.99. $45.99. It is a ridiculous amount of food. Like, it comes out on a giant, like when you go to just say Applebee's or Chili's or whatever, and you get a fajita. You know, it's got the skillet, like a 12-inch skillet, and it comes out, everything's hot. This thing was like a 24 by 12-inch giant skillet.
Took up our whole table.
Yeah, loaded with meat. We got the steak medium, and it was melting in your mouth.
Very good. We added sour cream and guacamole.
Yes, definitely add sour cream and guacamole if you like those. Chicken was cooked to perfection. The chorizo were these tiny little, maybe inch-long sausages that I just ate by themselves.
They were
I was
cute
popping
and
them
good.
like Tic Tacs. Really, really good. It was a ton of food, and it was so good. And he even came back and was like, do you need more tortillas? Do you need... Again, I don't remember how many tacos I made out of it. Probably 3 or 4.
I don't remember.
You probably had 2 or 3.
It was good, though.
$45.99 sounds like a lot. Do it. Seriously, get this, I think. This was outstanding. One of the best things I've had. This is going to go on like my top 10 best things I've had at Disney. The steak. So the steak was cut, and they were like 3 or 4 inch strips, but you could bite right through them. Like, it's not like you know, sometimes you can get a taco, and if they don't cut it up into smaller pieces with steak, you bite into it, and the whole piece of meat just rips right out of the tortilla.
Yes. This
was not like that.
Yes.
Again, like butter. Just amazing. So, highly recommend again. Then we don't eat dessert a ton, but a lot of times we'll inquire about what they have. And there are 2 items that if they're on a dessert menu, we get. One of them is bread pudding. The other's a creme brulee. And so he tells us what they have, and they have an ancho chili creme brulee. So this is ancho chili infused custard, caramelized sugar in the raw, and has seasonal fruits on top. Good?
I thought it was outstanding. Like, it wasn't your normal creme brulee.
It kind of
thickness.
was in the first bite.
It was
like as far as flavor.
Well, I mean, as far as it was more creamy.
Yes, it was. It was
more,
definitely like a thinner consistency.
Yes,
yeah.
It wasn't your consistency exactly, your normal consistency. It was different because at one point you weren't even sure, but I could have eaten the entire thing twice.
It had this slight hint of heat. It hit you in the back of the throat like 10 or 15 seconds after you ate it. And it was like, which was cool.
It was really so good.
Here's my only problem with it. It was served in something similar to a mason jar. So it had a wider base, but it was shallow, a wider base, and then like a thinner mason jar type top, which means there was no way you could get your face in there to like lick the bowl.
You just stick
and
your
get
finger
every
in
last
there and just kind
of it.
Run it around.
And you did. All right.
No, I did not.
I would totally recommend it. It was really good. And that was $8.99. A little expensive for a dessert, but again, we split it. Well worth it.
Again,
tables in Wonderland. I was drinking some Dos Equis. You were having Pinot Grigio. So again, with Tables in Wonderland, you're saving the 20% off of food and alcohol. That really adds up. I mean,
oh, absolutely.
Out of the two Maya Grill meals we had, plus 50s prime time, because when we ate earlier in the week at Maya Grill, I would say out of those 3 times using tables, we saved, I know you notated it, $60 to $70.
Probably.
Think? Probably at least, because each bill was close to $100.
Yeah. And this is also one of the times that he did, in our opinion, went above and beyond the waiter.
So I tipped extra.
So we tipped extra.
On top of the 18%. And yeah, that was our Thursday, So Friday we decided to get up a little bit early. Ron and I did, and we let the kids sleep in. So we went ahead and walked down front. Now at Pepper Market, they do serve breakfast, and you're going to get omelets. You're going to get like scrambled egg bowls. You're going to get Mickey waffles, French toast, pancakes, fruit and yogurt, parfait. Everybody loves parfait. Sandwiches, breakfast sandwiches, and scrambles. I got a ham, egg, and cheese breakfast sandwich. That comes with 2 triangular hash browns. $8.49. Hash browns good, sandwich horrible. If you've ever stayed at a Holiday Inn Express, they have what they call omelets. And it is a like powdered egg patty filled with like melted Velveeta cheese. Mm-hmm. That's what the eggs were on the sandwich. It was loaded with like 2 slices of thin deli ham and then another slice of cheese. And it was on like a hamburger bun. I only ate half of it. It just was dry. It just wasn't good. Rhonda had the kids Mickey waffles. And with the kids waffles, you're going to get for $6.49, 2 Belgian style Mickey waffles. You can get, and here they had like a toppings bar you could get on top. Talking, chocolate
cinnamon
sauce,
sugar,
caramel sauce, cinnamon sugar, sprinkles, whipped cream, chocolate chips.
Yep.
All the things like kids would love. But it's a good.
I did not get any of that.
It's a good kids meal size though. I mean, for $6.49 and an adult, I think is pretty good. And then we ended up going back once the kids woke up, and we got Kaylin the adult size fruit and yogurt parfait, which was loaded with melon, cantaloupe. You could get strawberries on it. I want to say like blackberries or something, and a really good honey yogurt. And then we got Lacey Mickey waffles. Mm-hmm. So again, pretty standard fare, I think, for Disney quick service breakfast. The Mickey waffles to me are really the go-to. Otherwise, we really do like to maybe just pack and have something in the room. And you and I traditionally don't eat breakfast.
We don't usually eat breakfast.
We either have coffee or tea.
And every once in a while I want it. That's why I have the Mickey waffles. And
well, you have to get Mickey waffles at least once a trip.
Once a trip.
Right. So I'm okay with that.
And all I eat is just them and syrup.
Yeah.
I don't get all those weird toppings.
Right. So my parents had actually left at 4:45 that morning because they had a 10-hour drive back to South Carolina. But again, we added the Friday night, and we were going to hang out with my brother and the kids at the pool prior to them having to get on Magical Express around 3. So
of course that made us eat again at the pool.
But we got something different. You and I this time.
Yeah, we got the tacos that Alan got.
The carnitas, pork ones.
And they were very, very good. Very good. Yeah. Just like I had the taco salad. It was fantastic. The tacos were fantastic.
Yeah. So we're sitting, because Alan went and ate before we did, and we're sitting by the hot tub, and we've got our seats and all. And Alan comes back with his tray, because he got Lila some chicken fingers and fries, and she was eating that. Then he comes back with his tray, and he's got 2 orders of pork tacos.
6 total.
6 total tacos. And I think you were kind of like, well, who are those for? And he's like, they're all. Or you said, are those all for you? He's like, yeah. And he plowed through 6 tacos. And I knew he would.
Yeah, I knew they would be.
I really liked them. I thought they were great.
Very good.
So, yeah, very delicious. So, unfortunately, my brother and his kids had to hop on the Tragical Express at 3 p.m., and but it was so nice. They got to come back to the room. My brother got to shower. The kids got to change. Like it really, really worked out well. I think. So I drove them up front just because they had the luggage and all. Dropped them off. Rhonda stayed back in the room. Got showered and dressed. And we wanted to head to Epcot and check out Flower and Garden
because I have not.
Yeah,
Jeremy
and I've been
has
twice.
now twice.
Sorry.
So I'm gonna lead with this and say. Jeremy is more critical with food because I believe he's allowed to be because he is a fantastic cook at home.
And I have an incredible palate.
Well, it's not to get your head too big. But anyways, I am the type of person that it's so hard to go places with him sometimes because he won't like something. And I'm like, what's wrong with you? That was really good. So I'm going to take lead on the Flower and Garden and say that we started out around our normal place, which is on the right
as you
side.
Go right, yeah,
as you go
start
right.
with Canada.
Correct.
Yeah.
I don't remember these places, but we ended up having the fried cauliflower. I thought was outstanding. Very, very good.
It was really good in Morocco. But again, and I don't want to get into it too much. I don't want to try and be overly critical. It was really good. I liked it.
Okay, let's move on.
Sauce was good. But here's what I think the difference is when you're paying the amount that you pay for some of these. And I do think that Flower and Garden actually has some of the cheapest or lowest cost items. They throw presentation out the window.
Yeah.
There is zero presentation.
That's true.
Most of the food to me looks like junk.
And again, you
even
have
if it tastes good.
your gorgeous flowers and you have all the
yes, which the topiaries are
surrounding visual stuff.
Yeah.
It's not your food that's visual. And we did
unlike a festival of the arts.
Correct.
The food
Or
is
your
gorgeous.
food and wine.
Yeah, food and wine festival arts.
So
food.
this food is, in my opinion, it was not bad. Now we did go to France and we actually got the duck confit, which, you know, we've had that before, a duck in somewhere else, and it was fantastic. This was, I think you call it gnocchi or something.
Gnocchi, yeah, it's
And
like a potato
it's like a-
pasta.
right.
If you don't know, and it had a brown gravy and the duck confit.
It, in my opinion, was good. It was not great. It was not fantastic. And it was, it tasted very much like turkey, and it was just good. It wasn't, like I said, it wasn't. But now they did have a macaron, a chocolate macaron, like quote unquote lollipop, they called it because it was on a stick. That was fantastic.
Yeah, that was really, really good. And I typically don't like macarons.
Right.
Like I just don't. I think a lot of times the like cookie part or whatever you call it to me has almost a chalky type of feel. But this was it was like a delicious fudgy chocolate cake.
Could have been in Party of the Senses. Like Party of the Senses we've gone to that's where your palate is just literally, the food is like, I swear they take from the Food Network show.
Yeah.
But anyways, my point is, you know, again, this is good.
And then I'll let you go as you give me a dirty look. My problem with the duck confit, with the brown gravy and the gnocchi, everything had one flavor. To me, it all just tasted like one thing. I would
somewhat agree with that.
You didn't taste.
Somewhat.
If you do food like that properly, you're going to get different flavors as you eat it. You're going to get the flavor of the duck. Then you're going to get the flavor of the gravy or the flavor of the gnocchi. This was just like big old bowl of brown gravy with some stuff in it.
Says the mature palate guy.
Let's move on.
No, it was good. Again, I can kind of see and agree with you a little bit, but I will say when you said that, I actually took a few more bites and tried, and I'll be honest, I felt like I got a few flavors.
Yeah.
Again, I don't think it was outstanding. I don't think but would I order it again? Sure, because it was good.
That's fair. Well, and I think part of it too is since we are so fortunate and we're so lucky that we get to experience all of the festivals throughout the year, I think if somebody came and they only did Flower and Garden, they would have a very different opinion. I think for me, it's because of the fact I know how good the food was at Festival of the Arts, and I know how amazing the food is at Food and Wine. I just feel like this doesn't live up to the same standard of Flower and Garden. If I never experienced the other two festivals, I might think this food was a lot better.
Right. And I agree. And you know, you went ahead and said all that. You might as well go ahead and say, and Party of the Senses is just over the top.
Senses. If you can go to Party of the Senses, go.
Anyways.
Don't care how expensive it is, go. It will be a culinary experience like you have never had.
Yes.
And again, I saw the price. John and Michelle recommended it. I saw the price tag and I was like, you got to be nuts. And then I'm like, wait, again, John knows his food really, really well. And he's been going to this thing for years. We went and it was like, man, they could have taken more of my money. It was that good.
Yeah.
All right.
So anyways, then we, of course, there was a few other things we looked at, but I was a little full and and we had a couple glasses of wine. We actually went to
Tutto gusto.
Don't know.
Tutto gusto.
Don't know how to say that really, but anyways, yeah, I had a nice glass of Pinot there. Found out some different stuff in there about, I guess it's not part of Disney, so the way they...
Several of the restaurants within World Showcase are not actually owned by Disney. They're owned by other groups. Much like you would go to Disney Springs and... You know, Rainforest Cafe and T-Rex Cafe are not owned by Disney. They're owned by separate restaurant groups. That carries over into World Showcase. So we ended up talking to a girl there who swears the spaghetti and meatballs is like the best ever, but like they won't let you get one to go.
You have to stand at the bar. There's no seating.
Or at one of the open tables.
Well, no,
order.
see, and that was the weird part. And
yeah.
Anyways,
it was confusing.
We had a great wine there.
That was an awesome place.
Absolutely. We're talking about going back.
I had a Sam Adams, so they do have draft beer. I had a Sam Adams cold snap.
Right. So anyways, like I said, we're kind of full, so we moved on and we got the guac at the
Jose Margarita.
Mm-hmm. And that, of course,
good.
we've had that before. It's great. Fantastic. And then we went ahead and came home after that.
Well,
so we didn't
rain
have
a little bit.
Yep.
So,
it did.
yeah.
And we didn't have a ton of food there, but honestly, in my opinion, everything. Oh, we left out the America slider.
How could you?
Now that is his. Yes. Now that is, you did say your favorite.
See, again, I don't think you were as impressed by it as I was.
No, I will say I was not. But I also was nervous because I don't like burnt anything.
Right.
Period.
And I love.
And he likes it all
burnt. So this is burnt ends, pork belly. Very, very good, I think. But you're right. I love the burnt bark on a good barbecue, a brisket or a pork or whatever, and that's what this was.
There's a sweet pickle on top, which he doesn't touch.
Gross.
I thought that was fantastic, actually, because it was a little sweet. It was not your normal pickle.
The chorizo.
The chorizo.
Much like the chorizo we had at Maya Grill.
Yeah, it was good. And then the pork, I actually liked it.
Yeah.
Whatever was in all that. But I don't feel like there was some major burnt ends on our
No, it was
one.
not very burnt.
So, but anyways, but it was really good. Again, everything I had there, if you're asking a non-palate foodie person, everything was good. Yeah. So.
Look, as long as you don't get the lobster ravioli in Italy, I think you'll be okay.
I really should have gotten that just so I could review it.
I wish we had now.
Compared to you. Anyways, moving on.
No, I do. I actually will get it in April when we go in 3 weeks. I want you to try it, and I want to get your honest opinion.
Because it is the most expensive, you said.
It's $12 for two frozen raviolis from like Costco, with a bland sauce and some sort of weird cold pea shoot something thingies on top.
Okay.
Well,
that's where my Pinot Grigio is, so we'll stop by there.
Well, you may want 4 or 5 of those Pinot Grigios before you eat this monstrosity.
We all know that Jeremy doesn't like the Flower and Garden. Moving on.
No, I do. I would if somebody said, should I go to Flower and Garden Festival? I would never say no. I would just say, look, here's the expectation. First of all, the topiary, as far as I really liked Festival of the Arts because of the art booths. I would never buy anything because everything's so expensive, but I loved looking at the artwork. Flower and Garden, as far as what you get to see, you have a butterfly guy. Like, I'm not a dude who's like, oh, butterflies are cool. Those butterflies are cool. Like, you walk through the butterfly garden, it's amazing. The topiaries are gorgeous. Unbelievable.
I wanted to buy one.
They're expensive. I think everything there, as far as looks, is amazing. The crowds are not... They're not as light as Festival of the Arts, but they're nowhere near as heavy as Food and Wine.
Correct.
But again, if you are talking food, and I'm not even going to talk the international holidays one, because we honestly haven't eaten food at that. We will this year, but I would put Festival of the Arts first as food. I would put second food and wine. I'd put Flower and Garden third.
Okay.
That's just me.
fair.
But I would never tell someone not to go visit it.
That's fair.
Just look at what you're eating. And again, it is, I think, the cheapest out of all the
But
the
if you
different
are
ones.
a food
So,
person like he is, obviously please take his in a high regard, as where if you're somebody like me, then you can enjoy the food and not be disappointed.
Yeah. See, and I would love next time during a festival, actually any of the, I would love to take my brother to one of these festivals because he will eat all kinds of food. He has eaten all over the world. Like, I mean,
That
we
would
were
be neat.
we were laughing one day because they opened a Brazilian steakhouse near us, and he was down here visiting for work, and we drove past it, and I was like, "Have you ever eaten at a Brazilian steakhouse?" And he's like, "Yeah, but it was in Brazil, so I guess it was just a steakhouse." Like, he's eaten all over the world.
Right.
I would love to take him somewhere like this next time and be like, "What are your thoughts on a lot of this different food?" But anyway, you can go back and listen to my full Flower and Garden review.
Without me.
Without
Just kidding.
Rhonda.
But again, like I
down
said-
and do it for the people.
And I understand that. But again, for the people do listening, again, you have a high palate, whereas
And I'm
don't.
overly critical. I will totally
Very
admit that.
overcritical.
If you listen to a lot of other Disney podcasts, which I suggest you do, there's a lot of great ones out there. I haven't run into a lot of people that have had my same overall opinion. A lot of them have
Right.
really enjoyed it, which they're not wrong. And I don't think I'm wrong. I think everybody's right in whatever you think.
Oh, absolutely.
So, but that wrapped up our Friday. We went ahead. It was nice because we went back to the room. We took the kids down to the hot tub. Kaylin ate a hamburger
Of course.
again. And this is one she didn't finish, so I had a couple bites. They were really good. Like, I get it. If I ate burgers every day, that's the place I would do it. And then Saturday morning, we got up and packed up, and we drove down front. And we went back
The
to
kids
Pepper
were
Market.
hungry. We didn't eat.
Yeah, we didn't eat because we knew we were getting in the car and traveling a bit. Kids split a adult size Mickey waffle, which comes with 4 Mickey waffles, and they basically loaded it with every sugary concoction you could ever think of.
I think they got every single side except the cinnamon and sugar.
Yeah, like I mean, waffles
Caramel
in general
sauce,
are
chocolate
not,
sauce,
Yeah.
chocolate chips, whipped cream, powdered sugar. Like, I was hoping they wouldn't get sick on the way
All they
home.
had to do was replace the waffle with ice cream.
Yeah,
That's basically what
pretty
they got.
much.
They got waffle ice cream without the cream or the ice.
And Lacey ate all of it. Kaylin,
Yep.
she ate one. Did
Well,
she
came
even?
with 3 links of sausage.
Oh, she did eat a couple of those, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
So
she did not eat her 2 Mickey waffles.
because they were loaded with sugar.
Well,
I kind of wanted some.
anyways.
I'm doing it next time. I'm getting Mickey waffles next time. But I think it's going to wrap it up.
Yeah, I
this
think
is
so.
this is. I know this has been a lengthy episode. I really hope that it was informative to people.
Hope you didn't get bored.
Hopefully not. Go back, listen to episode 60, where we talked all about Coronado Springs Resort and got into more details about the rooms, about the construction, everything they're doing there. And next episode, we're going to specifically talk about our days in the park. That was 10 of us at, Hollywood Studios, Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom. And then we pretty much just covered Epcot that you and I did Friday night. But we'll also get into our magical bonus fast passes. If you want to know what I'm talking about, again, go back, listen to episode 61, and figure out how Aaron, the manager at Coronado, made our entire week. Go out on iTunes if you can, and please leave us a rating and review. It's just going to help the show grow, and it's going to help other listeners find us. So we'd really, really appreciate it. I think that's all we've got. We'll see you real soon.